Hey everybody, and welcome to the Out There with Kim podcast. I am Kim, and I like to do interviews about Central Kentucky, all about the interesting things and places and people and events and activities. And today, I'd like to introduce to you my very special guest. This is Evender Hodges Sanders, and she is with Ingenuity Productions. Is that correct?
Ingenuity Unlimited, yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. Evender, thank you so much.
You're
thank
welcome.
you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to come chat all things Spooky Soiree.
Yes, that is the event that you all have coming up pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
End of October.
Tell me a little bit about the dates, first of all.
Absolutely, yeah. So the Spooky Soiree, it will be October 24th through the 26th at Equus Run Vineyards.
Okay, so tickets are available now, correct?
They are. They are on sale now.
Fantastic. We'll talk a little bit about how to get those tickets in a little while. But
Great.
Evender, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came to become a producer of an event like this.
Sure, yeah. So I have been fortunate enough. It's just happened. Let me just, in short, let me just say it just happened. But I have been fortunate enough to be an actor in and around Central Kentucky for the past almost decade.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, I was in school. I was lucky. Well, I went to Transylvania University here in Lexington.
Yeah, go Lexington.
Yeah, and so since it was a liberal arts institution, I was able to audition for main stage shows and luckily got cast in a couple of them. And I'd done, plays and things when I was younger as well, but not anything, serious. And then not like our Scappa kids here,
Right,
That's what they focus on. But yeah, and then I moved away for a little while, then came back with my family and just decided, I want to get back into it. So went to Studio Players, auditioned for a show back in 2014 and got cast. And the rest has been history. I've just been really, really fortunate to keep getting cast.
That's amazing. For those of you who haven't seen Evender perform, she's an incredible actor.
Thank you.
And really, I watched you sword fight one time, and it was the coolest thing. And you're so good at that as an actor combatant. Tell me a little bit about the Spooky Soiree. Look, it's a big party. It's at Equus Run Vineyards. We know the dates now. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect.
Yeah, absolutely. So this can be a little different than the traditional theater.
Right. Traditionally, theater, we go in, we get our tickets,
Right.
we go and sit down, we watch a show, we have intermission, we go to the bathroom, we eat some snacks, we come back, we watch a second act, we applaud,
Right.
then we're out of there.
Right. And then we go
a little
home.
different.
It is a little different, and we wanted to do that on purpose. So my business partner in this venture, so Bob Singleton with CFZ Productions, he has kind of been spearheading a play festival here in Lexington for over a decade, and it's a great model, and everybody loves it. But, he's always wanted to kind of amp up the festival aspect of it. And so, we had worked on a virtual Spooky Soiree back during the pandemic because, everybody was at home, and we were trying to find ways to still get theater and stories out to everybody. So my husband, Michael Sanders, and I were a part of that virtual. And so, that was a ton of fun. We did some really cool things with FX makeup, and we had some original pieces that people wrote, and it was great, and it was a lot of fun. So earlier, I guess it was late 2023, he approached me, and we worked on stuff since, but he just kind of said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing the Spooky Soiree, bringing it back, but this time in person. What do you think about that?" I said, "Well, let's talk about it. Let's
see where this goes.
Think about it, And so we started talking, and we said, we definitely want to have that play element, but let's try to do some other festival stuff, especially since it's around Halloween, And then we were trying to find a venue. We wanted to have hors d'oeuvres, food. So we are going to have past hors d'oeuvres at this. Bernadette West Fugate of Aunt B's Catering is going to do our catering for us.
Her stuff is so good.
It is so good. And she's just a wonderful, wonderful person. And so she's going to do catering. We want to have that food element. Then, of course, we wanted to have a drink element as well because the fun. You can get some fun cocktails around Halloween.
It's a soiree. Let's party.
Exactly. So we went to Equus Vineyards and said, we would love to have this event. Here's our idea. Would you be willing to rent us the space and kind of help support and everything? And they said absolutely. They're making specialty cocktails for this.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
that's amazing.
And I've seen promos. I'm not allowed to announce what those are yet because they have to get final approval on it.
Right.
But yes, they're going to be fun.
I'd like to make a plug for a mocktail as well, just because I don't drink alcohol. And that could be kind of fun too. Maybe something for the young folks too. But speaking of, so we've got small bites to eat. We got signature cocktails and maybe mocktails. What else is going on?
What else is going on? So, of course, the performances will happen, and we have 3 stages.
Okay.
So we're inside of Equus Run's event barn. So they usually have weddings and other different events.
That place is cool.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. And so in the main event barn, we'll have a main stage. And then on the L that wraps around, we'll have 2 second stages for a few more intimate, smaller, shorter pieces. So those will be happening. And then we also, to again amp up the festival element, we're going to have an intuitive reader. So April Burkeen, so tarot readings, lots of different types of readings. So April Burkeen of White Willow Emporium is going to come, and individuals who are interested in that. So that'll be an add-on though. So ticket, I can go over later, what all's included in the ticket price plus what is added on. But if people are interested in that, they can go and stop by her reader area.
Well, cool.
And sign up for a slot and then come back. So they don't have to miss anything. They don't have to stand in line. And
I gotcha. Okay.
He's going to be there. And then we're also having a bazaar. And so we have asked several vendors to come, and they're going to sell their spooky merchandise.
Yeah, so you're keeping with that spooky theme, of course.
Absolutely.
So here's a question. We talked about the way traditional theater goes. So when people come to the event, will it be like that? Will you sit and watch the scenes and then, like at intermission, go and look at stuff? Or is it...
This is going to be a choose-your-own-adventure, Kim. So, yes.
So you don't... it's not in the same steps that theater. So you can go and get a reading. You can come back and see a scene if it's playing. You can go wander off and have a delicious cocktail.
Yeah.
So it's not like performances are here and you have to be seated here at this time or
Exactly
else.
right. Exactly right. So everybody will get, in terms of the performances, everybody will get a printout, their program. We'll show them the times that everything starts so they can plan their evening. And the hope is that we'll get all that up on social media ahead of time so people can plot and plan. It's almost like a Ren Fest. You know how people go and you get the whole schedule and
that makes
here
sense.
and here. So that they can plan their evening. If they're like, I really want to make sure I get an intuitive reading, then they can, go there first thing and sign up for a slot. And then they can, but I really want to see The Raven, or I really want to see Frankenstein, then they can kind of plan around that.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, it's a party. Is this a party for everyone? Is this an all ages event? Who is your target audience?
Yeah, great question. So we are rating it PG-13.
Okay.
Just because, it is Halloween and some of our pieces, we're doing Dracula. So
Okay. Yep. Got it.
there could be some scary elements for some people, for some younger. So I would say, I have 2 girls myself, a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, and they've heard all the pieces. They're going to be totally fine.
So this would be fine for them. But every family is different and every kid is different. And sometimes you have younger kids. Okay, my best friend, she let her kids start watching Jurassic Park and The Simpsons when they were like 6 and 7, okay?
Right.
It was really young.
Yeah.
By the way, they're fine. They're great kids. They're totally normal. It's just something that they were ready for, and so she allowed them to do that. Would that be a situation that we're looking at kind of here?
Absolutely.
You know your kid?
Absolutely. If you know your kid, if they are watching... like you said, Jurassic Park, and they're used to the jump scares, or if they've seen, I would even say some of the Ghostbuster films or Stranger Things, if they've watched those types of shows, they're going to be totally fine.
Okay, so it really does depend on your kid. So you know your kid, if you're going to be able to bring your child to something like this. This is fantastic. It sounds like a whole lot of fun. Now, Evender, we are doing this, we are obviously in the Halloween season doing this. Can you tell us a little bit about tickets?
Sure, absolutely. So we have a couple different places you can go to get tickets. It all routes back to Eventbrite, though. So Ingenuity Unlimited is the one in charge of selling the tickets. So when you see the Eventbrite page, and if it says Ingenuity Unlimited, that's us. You're in the right spot.
Eventbrite is a cool company, and they really make it very easy. So I'm glad you partnered with them.
Yeah, it's been great. But we are on Equus Run's website. So if that's easier, individuals can go to equusrunvineyards.com. They'll see us on the upcoming events. You'll see a really fun pumpkin face, there in the upcoming events, and you click on that, and that's us. Yes, we're looking at cards.
We've got cards right here now, the little flyer here, and it is the cutest pumpkin on earth. It is my favorite style of pumpkin. It's not too scary. It's got a big smile.
Yeah, there's just a touch of mischief, I feel.
Just a little bit, and it sounds like kind of what this event is going to be like, a lot of fun. So it looks like you've got an advance price, $30.
That's right, yes. We have 2 tiers. We have a general admission ticket, which is in advance. That's through Eventbrite, $30 plus Eventbrite's taxes and fees, of course. And then, we are encouraging everybody to get tickets in advance just because, one, we don't want it to, we're hoping it sells out, and it could happen quickly. So get on there and get them. But also, since we're having catering, we want to have a good plan of
always better to plan those things in advance, I think, and to get tickets in advance, because you've got a little more security that way. So they're a little bit more at the door.
Exactly. So if you do last minute decide, I really want to go, so they are more at the door. So it's going to be $50 at the door. And that's just one price. We won't add we'll absorb the tax on that piece. It's just easier to do it that way. Yeah. than handing out a bunch of change to everybody. But get my rolls of quarters and all that stuff. So $50 at the door, and it's going to be cash only at the door as well. So I encourage everybody to get those tickets early, and we're actually cutting off sales early on tickets in advance. I can't remember if it's the 20th or the 21st off the top of my head, but it's on the Eventbrite site, so it will say it on there. We also have available a VIP ticket. And yes, for a VIP experience.
Tell me more.
So that is available through Eventbrite as well, and that's in advance only, and that's plus tax and fees. It's $500, and the reason it's that much is because that gives you entry for 4 to the event.
Okay.
You get your own 4-top table that's decorated right in the front of the main stage, so you'll have front row seats. And then Bernadette is going to make, Aunt B's Catering is going to make a specialty charcuterie that you all can enjoy while you sit there. As well, you will one of the 4 people will get a signed and framed poster for the soiree as well.
So there'll be a lot of perks for that VIP ticket. My goodness. And, nothing spells love like charcuterie. I can't spell charcuterie off the top of my head, and I'm not going to even try. Who can? A charcuterie. There's the word shark is in there. You have shark and cutie, so
got it. It's nailed.
Easy. That's clearly the correct spelling there.
Sounds good to me.
Evender, this does sound like a lot of fun. So the event is indoors. So this is this a rain or shine event?
It is, yeah. And that's why we planned it indoors, because I did not want to have a backup plan.
Nobody likes a backup plan when it rains outdoors and you're doing something outdoors. And this makes, also, if it's climate control. Oh,
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Sign me up, because Kim does not like being in the elements.
I'm the same.
I know, it's really lame that way. My husband loves to hike, and I love hiking too.
Yeah.
I also like being indoors.
Right.
It's fun.
Right. Exactly. And there's also one other, I'm looking down at my card, one other element to the soiree I forgot to mention before. We are going to have a costume contest as well. So yes, we're encouraging everybody to dress up and come. And you don't have to enter, but it's free to enter the contest. We have 3 different categories. There's best single costume, best duo costume, and best group. And yeah, so we are
prizes.
There will be prizes. Ooh. We're working on prize packages right now. So if anybody out there would like to donate anything for our prize package, please let me know. But
that's really awesome. Well, you are looking for community support with this event. Yes, you all have a wish list, I bet.
We do have a wish list. You read my mind. Yes. So we have a wish list, and you can find that on Ingenuity Unlimited social media. So we're on Facebook and Instagram at Ingenuity Unlimited.
Okay.
And, I love the wish list. I have seen other organizations use it, and I think it is so great because, number one, it gives you a bunch of tiers. So if you can only give $3, we have things on our list as low as $3, $3. We'll take it. We'll take it. Every little bit helps. But I think what else is great about it is people can see that what tangibly, like what they are doing to help. They can come to the show and, I bought that prop, or I bought those curtains, or that's really cool. Yeah. So, and we've had some folks donate some stuff through the wish list already, and I will tell you right now, I drive up to my house and I see the Amazon box out on my porch, and I squeal with joy.
Theater is not the cheapest thing to do, and it's often a labor of love. And in order to produce such fun content like this, it does take a village. So I'm glad that you got that wish list. And on Facebook, it's Ingenuity Unlimited?
Correct.
Excellent. Yes. That's really easy to find. This sounds like a really, really cool event. And Evender, I look forward to attending. If there's a mocktail involved,
I'm going to tell them. I am going to go back to Equus. That is a fantastic idea.
And it's fancy if, your mocktails are for the underage as well,
Absolutely.
So it's just nice to I remember I would get a Shirley Temple when I was a little girl. I talked about this on the first episode of the podcast that we came to Kentucky in a Chevette. I rode on my mom's lap in a Chevette. And we would stop. I remember stopping at the Howard Johnson, and Mom and Dad would, at the Hojo, and going to the Hojo, and Mom and Dad would buy me a Shirley Temple. And I thought I was the fanciest human being. I would prance around that dining room with my drinks, spill a little of it on me, but I just thought I was a fancy, fancy princess. And you know what? Maybe I should bring that back. Just have a mocktail in a restaurant and start parading around in the restaurant. I mean, that would be kind of fun in the Halloween time too. Just really freak people out a little bit. I am not above that.
I love it.
Evender, do you have a website?
So we are just on social media.
Okay,
so
you're like me. Kim Dixon Media is only on social media.
Yes, we're on social media. Well, and
it's the first place people go to on this.
Everybody is there, and usually it's the social media that then takes you to said website. So, we are lucky again that Equus Run. I mean, we're on their website. If people love the traditional website, then you can definitely go to Equus Run and find all of our information because they've got a link to our ticketing platform and which goes to all the details and everything.
What is Equus Run's website?
It is equusrunvineyards.com.
Oh, that's easy.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like the name of the place.
Isn't it great when that happens?
I mean, I am a simple person. Let's not make things harder than they need to be. What is it that KISS, keep it simple, stupid?
That's right.
Yeah, that was directed at me. Evender, it's about time that we play a game. Okay, this is a segment that we call 10 Things, and I'm going to ask you some questions about 10 things because we want to get to know you a little better, okay? We're going to start off easy, so here we go. Okay. We're at
this rapid fire or?
No, you are allowed to take a moment. You can breathe. It's okay.
All right.
Good question, because the next guest is not going to get it that easy. We are going to go lightning on the next guest. That sounds good. Well, some of you may know that we broadcast here from the Lexington Public Library's Northside branch at the Digital Studio, and we are in their fabulous audio booth right now, which is exquisite.
It's amazing.
It's fantastic. So in honor of libraries, first question, real book, ebook, or audiobook? That is something that all libraries have now. So our question, what is it?
For me, it's a real book.
Okay.
I love a real book. Now, that's my number one. I have recently gotten on to the ebook.
Okay, so you're versatile.
Yes, I'm versatile.
I like the ebook because I can take all my books with me at the same time, and I am so scattered that one minute I want to read this children's book that I read when I was 4, and the next minute I'm reading The Hunt for Red October, so I can do all of those things in one day.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about real books. The smell, the feel, even the weight sometimes, just feeling them tangibly. So I think there's room in the world for all of this stuff. I know people are like, only real books or only ebooks. Yeah. Come on, friends. Can't we
give them all a chance?
Give them all a chance. Come on.
Well, fun fact. So all the pieces for Soiree are originally devised. So I actually went to the library, my public library, which I live, not in Lexington. This is gorgeous. I wish I did to use this studio. But I went to the library and checked all of the real books out to be able to read them and then write these pieces. So
nice. Yeah. That's awesome. You have a process for that. Okay, next question. What is your favorite family vacation spot in Kentucky?
So I feel it is my favorite. I feel semi-obligated, but not really. So I'm from Northern Kentucky originally.
Okay.
So when we actually get time away from work and our busy performing, schedules and everything like that, it's great to go back home and visit our family.
Northern Kentucky.
Yeah. Newport on the Levee is gorgeous.
So much fun. There is so much to do in Northern Kentucky. There are so many good restaurants. What a cool thing to grow up there because it's a lot of fun. You're close to Cincinnati. You're close to basically central Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean, right there. So nice. Okay, we went with a family vacation spot. What is your favorite solo destination spot?
Oh, favorite solo destination.
What place you like to go?
Place I like to go. So I would say one place I find myself a lot is in Louisville. Just because there's a film industry there. So I've been fortunate to do some independent films and doing some film work. So from a solo perspective, that's where I find myself the most. And that's really great too, though. We took the girls not long ago to go and see a production of The Giver in Louisville. And it was wonderful. The set was gorgeous.
I've done that show before. I was at the Children's Theater. Yeah, I was in The Giver. It's a really good script.
Great show. So, I've been getting to know and learn more about Louisville. So
I was, at one point, some of you may know this, that I am a makeup artist for film and TV. And so I've gotten to spend some more time in Louisville over the past couple of years. And, I think as a Wildcat, I'm not supposed to like Louisville at all in any way, shape, or form, but there's room in my heart for both cities. And Louisville has a lot of cool stuff, and it's just fun to spend time there. And when you're there by yourself, you get to just kind of tour around and see things. And there's not that there's anything wrong with going with, someone you care about or family members you don't care about, but but there's just something about going through stuff on your own time and doing things on your own.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. We just talked about cities and so forth, and Louisville being a big city. So now we're going to move on to pizza.
Okay. I love it. I love pizza.
Who doesn't love pizza? Oh my gosh, that's what I want right now.
For it.
I didn't eat lunch, so we know what Kim's getting right now. I'm surprised you all can't hear my stomach through the mic right now because we have had several incidents of very loud things happening. So maybe it can be picked up. I don't know, and I do apologize. I'm very, very sorry. But, okay, pizza. Okay. Thin crust or Chicago style?
Chicago style. Chicago, yeah.
I am totally all about Chicago style. Someone called it a soup once. It is not a soup.
No.
Okay? No. It is just really, really good.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting a soup. Like with a thin crust pizza, I can eat the whole pizza and be like, where's the dessert? I need more.
Yeah.
But a Chicago style, I like the challenge of eating.
That's serious pizza.
Yeah. I mean business.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Let's go with your best self-care tip, Evender.
Oh, goodness. Best self-care tip. So one thing I love to do for myself is, if it's been a stressful day or if it's obviously working on things like this, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of time. So I love my warm green tea with honey. Like I love that right in the morning to kind of get started. Especially if the previous day was a rough day. Like I love green tea with honey in the morning.
That sounds good too. So I'm going to be having pizza and green tea with honey for dinner, and let's just see what happens to my stomach. Now, actually, it would probably be a good thing that green tea would not be the worst thing to happen after eating an entire pizza. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm not going to. I promise my fingers aren't crossed at all.
Nope, not at all.
Not at all.
Don't see it.
Okay, Let's go with some questions that move us into the season now. What is your favorite Halloween candy? AKA, what is the candy that you steal out of your kids' buckets?
Yeah, I would have to say the Reese Cups.
The pumpkin-shaped ones?
Oh, yeah.
How do they taste better than the regular ones?
It's got to be a peanut butter to chocolate ratio. There's got to be a difference. Yeah.
That's a good point. I think I need to conduct some experiments here.
I think you should.
Go into the store.
That's dessert for your dinner tonight.
I only had 15 different styles of Reese Cups. It's okay. It's fine. I'm not going to be sick. Okay. Pumpkin spice or apple cider chai?
Ooh. Oh, gosh. Oh, I love chai. So any chai I can get would be welcome. I'm going to say pumpkin spice. Just because we have an apple tree outside in our backyard, so I make a lot of apple butter. So I get a good dose of the apple.
You're getting the apple. I gotcha. Okay, I like the pumpkin spice, and so many people make fun of it, but it's good. It's just spices. Yeah. It was fine before it was in a latte. Why is it not fine now? But again, it's a seasonal thing. I think it's delicious. Just give me the pumpkin spice. It's good stuff. Yeah. This is a funny one. Okay. Your least favorite childhood Halloween costume?
Oh, my goodness. Least favorite. It's going to be my favorite and least favorite. Is that okay? And I'll explain.
Yes.
So when I was little, probably, I can't remember how old I was, probably 8 or 9. The Little Mermaid, I'm going to date myself here. The Little Mermaid was popular, Disney's Little Mermaid. And so I wanted to be Ariel the Little Mermaid for Halloween. And my mom said, okay, we're going to do it. But when she's like me, when we do something, we do it. And so she got me the costume. But then, bless her, she bought the red hairspray, that stuff that's still around today. She sprayed, and I'm a brunette, everybody who can't see me. I'm a brunette, and she sprayed that red spray in my hair, and it took forever for it to come out. And then of course the mermaid tail, you could take like teeny tiny steps in it,
just hobbling around with this crazy red hair that stays that way for. I know what you mean. I've used some of that spray before. It does not want to come out. And when you're trying to cover dark hair, you're on your third can of that stuff.
Yeah.
And you smell at that point. You are flammable.
That's right. Now, I loved it as I was wearing it. But then, once you start the walking around, and then especially when you start to try to get all that out of your hair, I was like, what was I thinking?
It took you like 3 hours to get to 5 houses, right?
Exactly.
When I was a little girl, my father thought it would be a hilarious costume. I don't know how many of you have seen the Blues Brothers, but Dad dressed me up as Jake Blues. And he put an empty beer can in my hand and sent me out into the neighborhood. And everyone kept asking if I was a lawyer. I was like, what? I mean, I was way too young to have seen the Blues Brothers, but it's still one of my favorite movies. But that was just one of the weirdest, lamest costumes. I mean, it was like he was just making stuff up. I don't know where my mom was. She was the costume person. So that's what happens.
She needed a year off, it sounds like.
Needed some time off. And after that year, she did not need time off anymore ever again at all. Nice. Okay. Crisp fall morning or late night bonfire?
I am going to say, I love both of those. I love fall in general. It is my favorite season. I will have to say, oh my God, it's really tough.
It really is.
So I'm going to say crisp fall morning, just because I find when I can get out and breathe, that nice crisp fall air, it just wakes me up, and
it's a beautiful start to the day. Take that green tea outside if you can, if it's a nice crisp morning. Collect your thoughts.
Yeah.
Now, there is something to be said for a bonfire, but, there's marshmallows. They get hot. There can be accidents with the marshmallows. I'm not speaking from memory or anything like that.
No experience.
But both are really good. And if you can experience both in the same day, that's actually the answer right there, is enjoy your first crisp fall morning and then set something on fire at the end. No,
that's right.
Don't do that, but just have a bonfire, live it up. That sounds like actually a pretty good vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Just hanging out. I love it. Okay. Last question here.
Okay.
Here we go. Edgar Allan Poe or Stephen King?
Oh my goodness. All right. So I will answer. Both amazing writers. Amazing writers. And so I'm going to do a little plug for the soiree. So we actually have 4 Edgar Allan Poe.
No, you don't.
Inside of the soiree. Yeah, we're doing The Raven. We're doing Annabelle Lee. We are doing The Cask of Amontillado and The Telltale Heart.
Nice.
So, yeah, we have scenes from the poems are going to be the whole thing, but scenes from those.
Love that. Yeah, I'm afraid of horror movies, and there are some Stephen King books that I've read that have done a little damage. Bit.
Yeah, same.
But with Edgar Allan Poe, you don't get the same completely graphic style stuff, and that's the problem. That's the scary stuff about Poe, is that so much is left to the imagination. But that's fun too. So I'm really excited to hear that you're doing some Poe there.
So I'm going to pick Poe just because I'm a little biased right now.
A little bit.
I've been in that world. But I love Stephen King. And like you said, there were a few books that I read, and I'm not a huge scary person. I don't do well with...
You're a little really chickeny.
Scary, yeah. I mean, I've got my hands in front of my eyes watching scary movies, if I watch them. So I've read a couple of his books that you could feel it under your skin, and
terrifying.
So anyway, I'll go with Poe.
I think that's a good call right there. Yeah, and then we've made it back around. So just a reminder, you all, the Spooky Soiree is going to be at Equus Run Vineyards in the event barn. The times are 7:30, and the dates are October 24th through the 26th. Is that correct?
You got it.
Fantastic. Now, Evender, tell us the website for Equus Run one more time.
Sure. It's equusrunvineyards.com.
Fantastic. And how do we find you on social media?
Yes, you can find Ingenuity Unlimited on Facebook or Instagram, and it's just at Ingenuity Unlimited.
Fantastic. Evender, thank you so much for joining me today talking about the Spooky Soiree. If you all have any input or want to tell me what your least favorite childhood costume was, please give my my voicemail line a call, leave a voicemail. You can also leave a text message. That number is 859-444-4524. We are heavy on the fours on that number. Again, that's 859-444-4524. Again, Evender, thank you so much.
You.
And a big thanks to the Lexington Public Library for letting us use this beautiful space. If you want to know more about the digital studio, go to the Lexington Public Library's website at lexpublib.org. Boy, I hope I got that right, because it sounds
right
in front of me. It sounds pretty good. That's going to take you somewhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends of all ages, thank you so much for tuning in today to the Out There with Kim podcast, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, y'all.